Nice, nice. Welcome, everybody, my two viewers and one lurker, to the first snowstorm of 2021 edition of this channel. And we're waiting for. Oh, no, I went to the liquor store. I picked up a cheap bottle of California White. I didn't really want to. I have to do my taxes tomorrow. It's a snowstorm, 12 to 18 inches. I got to shovel my car out. I don't know. I have no idea what it's going to look like. I really don't need like a raging hangover. So I'm looking to catch maybe like a mild buzz, keep myself hydrated while I'm doing this. And then, see how the weather affects things. It's funny that the news this week was killing. This was nuts. Looking at my last stream. I'm saying, well, listen, people are going to make increasingly irrational decisions financially and getting more and more crazy and desperate. I did not think it would be quite as prophetic as it was. To be honest, the way I thought it was going to go was going to be like a lot of individuals quietly making choices and moving the market sort of invisibly. I didn't think it was going to blow up as huge as it did. So, and I was on Paul's channel last night in the chat, listening to that fucking chucklehead from Texas. I think at this point, I don't think I've ever had a positive experience with a Texas person, other than when I was actually in Texas, face to face. I met some decent ones, but mostly I'm becoming very anti-Texas. But and for the obvious reasons. What some people don't understand about GameStop, what is bigger than what a lot of people are talking about, right? Which is let's go with what a short squeeze is. There's two ways to make money. There's two main ways to make money in stocks: to go long, to buy low and sell high, or to go short, which is sell high and buy low. It's the exact opposite. However, selling short, borrowing something you don't have, selling it, hoping the price goes down, and buying it back to complete the transaction, has special rules. It has to be completed within 30 days. There are extra fees and stuff associated with that. Part of the reason why GameStop is a much bigger deal than people think is that the hedge funds that was doing this, and Rob, the brokers that were doing this, shorted more shares of stock than exist, and that is securities fraud, right? That's straight up securities fraud. That's a huge violation. Somebody should be going to prison for like 7 to 12 years for that. And that's not being covered at all. But this whole thing with GameStop, with AMC, with all of this, the Occupy Wall Street 2, or whatever you want to call it, the stimulus revolution is now moved. And I'm glad today I got home early enough to stream today, because there are, other than stocks, there are what are called ETFs, or exchange traded funds, which is like a mutual fund. A mutual fund is a whole group of stocks put together. Mrs. Assad, welcome to the show. There are ETFs that are specifically based on an industry. One is gold, GLD, which is just an amalgam of all the gold companies together, like what one share of each of them would be, right? And divided by the number of companies there are, and that's the price of GLD, and then it rises and falls with gold. There's also another one called SLV, which is silver. So the silver squeeze is going to start tomorrow. Everyone's been buying SLV to drive the price up. But additionally, all these people, all these millennials are ordering physical silver themselves. They want the actual metal. And these metal companies, which are always trying to push silver and gold coins, cannot keep up with the demand. And they've stopped accepting new orders. Why does this matter? Well, we're going to find out this week. You found out last week that the stock market doesn't work the way you think. It's crooked, and things happen that are impossible. What you're going to find out this week is whether the precious metals market is just as corrupt. Meaning what? A lot of people, when they buy gold and silver, they don't want to custody it themselves. They don't have a safe. They want to put it in a safe. They just get some piece of paper that says you own 10 ounces, 15 ounces, 80 ounces, whatever, of silver or gold. And you assume that when your time comes, you turn that in and you say, okay, give me my 15 ounces of silver, and I'm going to do whatever you think you're going to do with it, or you sell the certificate for more. The problem is whoever's actually physically custodying that silver may not have that silver. And in fact, that certificate you have, 10 other people might have the same certificate. So you go to cash in and you find out, not only do they not have the metals, but there's 9 other guys with the same certificate and the same serial number that you have that all got suckered. Now, this would be a scandal like the GameStop scandal. Would it be bad? Yeah, it's going to be very bad, because after silver will come gold. The chances that this could start a very real panic, a very real rush to the exits, as people with significant monies in the market or in precious metals, although the precious metals market is not that big, start thinking, holy shit, this whole thing is corrupt. I don't want any part of this. I'm going to lose. So they're going to try to exit to the relative safety of cash. That could start a stampede. This could implode a lot of things. So the title of this stream down below is Tails You Lose. And when I was a kid in New York, and you were going to do something, you'd flip a coin, go, oh, come on, let's flip for it. And some smart ass would always say, heads I win, tails you lose, and then you go, all right, okay, stop it. You know what I mean? Let's do, flip the coin. So heads I win, tails you lose is largely the way things have been going for a while, and people don't want to do that anymore. And they now have the ability to not do it, to expose how corrupt this is. And, in the short term, it's going to have a lot of impact. Long term, the question is, what is the White House going to do? They've already been briefed on the GameStop issue. When the precious metals market goes as well, what could happen? People that Robinhood app is supposedly selling out people's shares without their permission, liquidating their positions. This type of super obvious thumb on the scale rigging of the game has implications outside the United States. And this is what a lot of people don't seem to understand. There are countries all around the planet that are holding American debt. They have bought American bonds, okay? With the assumption that, it's all the almighty dollars, the world's reserve currency, and you can always have faith in it. And if they see this, and they're going to see this, it's going around the internet. It's the financial press for what it is. is 24/7 worldwide. People see this, and if they start dumping dollars, things could get real interesting, real fast. And I don't think that the Biden administration or anybody is ready for this at all. So if there's a stampede, the government has to try to stop that. However, the people who actually run the government, the hedge fund managers and their co-ethnics, are going to scream for the government to pull every lever and string and use every dirty trick in the book to make sure that they don't lose their billions or tens of billions or hundreds of millions or whatever. And this is going to be super, super interesting and has a lot of implications, has a lot of further reaching implications than a lot of people know, a lot of Weimar implications, and we're going to have to see where that goes. But yeah, this silver squeeze, and then again the gold squeeze would come afterwards. If people find out that there's no precious metals in the precious metals market, that the stock market is rigged, you know, and you know, they're going to start thinking, I got to get out of this. Everyone's going to think, I got to reduce my exposure, and where you're going to go, right? If you can't go to gold and silver, where are you going to go? Then you think, here's where I say you're going to go, right? You're going to Bitcoin. I'll hold it upside down. You're going to Bitcoin. Sooner or later, some people will get there quickly, some people not so quickly. But you know, it's going to be here going no matter what, and we're kind of sitting back watching this, going, well, you guys are just starting to figure this out. So how that happens and how that changes things is going to be pretty interesting. So what else? I got a bunch of new notes. Oh yeah, since the channel has grown now, I got the thing about Jonathan Poll the other night. He kind of let the cat out of the bag that this screen name is my screen name, and a lot of people didn't know. Yeah, Walrus Libertarian, buy land. What are you going to buy? What are you going to buy? What are you going to buy, and where are you going to buy it? You know, how much money do you think people have? They got a $600 stimulus check. You know what I mean? They got a $1,200 stimulus check and $300 a week unemployment. Where are you going to buy land? Not even where you live is land $300. You know, what you're saying is wildly impractical. It's not fast to do, and no one knows how to do it. And there's a team of experts and lawyers that have to that are middlemen, and it's not going to happen. This is what the boomer concept, this fucking boomer mindset, like, oh, we'll do things in this orderly hierarchical. Get the fuck out of here. That shit is over. That is completely over. The world moves super fast. Does GameStop not teach you that? You know what I mean? The guys in the back room, rigging everything. Oh, we got this, we got this under control. And then boom, a bunch of loonies with smartphones sitting at home unemployed or on lockdown, you know what I mean? Knock over the whole table. That's what drives the change, and going like, well, yeah, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to evaluate how much, per acre this fucking land costs, and does it have sufficient rainfall that I can grow potatoes? Get the fuck out of here. Nobody's going to fucking do that. You fucking talk nonsense. You talk absolute nonsense. And what you're talking about is a reality for a tiny fraction of people. The economy is everybody. This tiny fraction of elites live off of everyone else. So what everyone else is going to do, if they're in a pissy mood and they got $200 on a smartphone, they're going to try and wreck everything. And the government has to try and stop that, because if they let the little guy wreck things, then it all falls apart. There's a lot of danger here. And seeing where this is going to, seeing where this is going to end up is very hard. For every 1 mile of road, there's 2 miles of ditches. But what I started to say earlier was the channel's now 18 subscribers. It used to be 14 subscribers. And I said before, when on Drunken Rants, I will cheerfully fucking scream into the void. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Because if I'm not here to convince anybody, I don't have the power to convince you. You know what I mean? I'm not going to try anymore. I'm not going to try and persuade anybody. You either think, you know what, this guy's making sense, I'm going to go along with it, or whatever, you want to snipe it from the chat or whatever the fuck you want to do. But I don't care if anyone hears me or doesn't hear me. I really don't fucking care. So I don't really want the channel to grow. And the thing about Pol mentioning that this screen name is my screen name, OV was in the chat, right? Here's our buddy OV. Let's find him. Okay. Right, OV coming back from wherever the fuck he's been, who's a very, very interesting character in these circles because why will you not open this fucking email? When I had my previous channel wiped out, right? When I had my previous channel wiped out, I had to change my name. I had to change my name. I couldn't use the same name because Google won't let me sign in. And now it's frozen. Google will not let me sign in using my old screen name. So I had to come up with this screen name, okay? But OV comes back with the same name every time after he's had, how many channels has he had wiped out? 15, 20, 30, 50, and he always comes back with the same exact name. You know what I mean? He never has to change his name. Why is that? I got to change my name one time. Everybody else had to fucking change their name. He comes back like this, the same name over and over and over. And nobody bothers to question it. I don't see my, this is absolutely not working the way I want. It's going so smooth last time. Oh, wait. Oh, this is exciting. Okay, so people don't know who OV is. Some people, all the new people to the channel might not know who OV is. So I screenshotted thing from last night. So this is the chat from Pol's channel, and OV is right here, right about in the middle. He's got an avatar. It's a skull that's wired up, and his full screen name is OV Fuck You. And he types into the chat, I talk to Hitler every day. I talk to Hitler every day. So he LARPs us an online Nazi and blah, 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 blah. Although last night he wants to beef with this Canadian woman who was on the stream, and he's doing this whole misogyny thing. And I'm not sure what the purpose of that is, but OV used to be from an upper middle class family on the West Coast, and things went badly for him. He got groomed or whatever. He basically ran away from home at 18 and went to San Francisco and started doing LSD and God knows what all else. And then showed up on the Luke Ford show with these outrageous claims. He would turn on his camera and there'd be a Nazi flag hanging in his fucking room, and then a Southern battle flag, the Confederate battle flag, and I'm a Nazi. And then he would claim that people would see the flags walking by on the sidewalk and stop and take pictures of his flag, which is the most ridiculous fucking bullshit. People just don't do that. The only person who stops and looks in your fucking house, okay, is a fucking burglar, okay? A burglar or a cop, you know what I mean? So but he absolutely insisted this was true, and it's the most ridiculous fucking shit. But you got to do what you got to do when you're a CI, when you got caught with your hands in some kid's pants, because OV did try to do a long fucking explanation of how bisexuality is real and blah 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 blah. He fucked up one night on the stream, and even the Wignats were like, "What the fuck are you talking about, kid?" So yeah, OV's he's just trying to stay out of prison. Oh yeah, by the way, Prison Tube. Let's go towards prison since we're talking about OV. I want to talk about Ricky Vaughn, and let's show Ricky Vaughn. Let's see if we can find a picture of Ricky Vaughn. Where is he? There we go. Oh, much faster. Oh, this is way faster now. Look at how everything's smooth and professional. This is really impressive. I'm even impressing myself. That guy's name is Doug McKay. He's originally from the South. He used to be on Twitter as Ricky Vaughn, the Charlie Sheen character from the baseball movies of the 90s, which were called, I don't know what the fuck they were called. Were they called Wild Thing? Or I don't remember. It's a baseball movie. So, and Doug was he was a Republican consultant from the South, living in Manhattan, and he was good with polls and stuff like that, and really reading the polls. And in the 2016 election cycle, he was getting stuff dialed in about Trump that nobody else had, and he had this huge following. I got retweeted by him a couple of times. I thought that was a big deal back in the day. But he did this joke, it was a troll, you know what I mean? And he said, send this to everybody, put this all over Twitter, like especially Black Twitter, and it was the message was, avoid the line on election day, vote by text the word Hillary to 59255 or whatever, and skip the line, and it was a joke, and we all, of course, repeated it. Well, Doug has been indicted and arrested by the FBI for the violation of people's civil rights because of a meme. And what you need to understand is that the Biden administration did not prepare this case in 6 days. This case was prepared under Trump. So under the Trump administration, had Trump won, Ricky Vaughn would still be in custody. Ricky Vaughn would still be facing these charges. So understand what you're up against. And if he goes to prison, although the case is an extremely weak case, but the question now you have to ask yourself, when you're done with your lolling about, isn't this how ironical all this is just what will they do? Just how much power will they exert to get what they want? And the answer is nobody knows. On the Capitol insurrection, right? Ashley Babbitt was shot and killed. You know what I mean? By a federal officer, Capitol police officer. We still don't even know what his name is. Okay, and he shot Ashley Babbitt had to have a bunch of DC police standing right behind her, and the Capitol cop shot anyway. You know what I mean? He shot towards other officers. And, again, nobody even knows who this guy is, right? So that whole thing, memory hold. So what could they do to Doug? What could they do to Ricky Vaughn? I don't know. What could they do to you? It's scaring a lot of people on Twitter, Look at this guy. This is a perfectly normal guy, college educated, wants to be in politics, understands, he's a smart guy. He was a pretty successful guy, but he got doxxed. He got exposed, his name got exposed, who he was, and his career ruined. He got doxxed because he tried to help out this political candidate named Paul Nehlen, who was supposedly he was going to name the Jew, and he was going to, he would take this campaign photo, stand it on an Israeli flag, and he was such a glow in the dark kind of guy. But Ricky believed in Trumpism, and I guess Trump to a degree. But he thought we got to get a lot of people elected, and he knew he was like a political insider guy, and he could help these dudes. And he wanted to do the whole MAGA thing, And now they're going to put him in prison, or they're going to try. Whether or not they're going to succeed, I don't know. But a lot of people that joke about these sort of things, we're going to go to the gulag, blah, 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 blah. They're going to put us in camps. Are they going to get everybody? I don't know. They might get one or two high-profile people and, scare the rest of us. But real prison, a lot of these dummies that do these fucking Bernard Brights and these other fucking retards, you think you're going to be in a gulag with fucking, like, it's just going to be cold, and you're going to be like this all bundled up, and you're going to be like passing the hours with fucking Alexander Solzhenitsyn and Viktor Orban and fucking Václav Havel. The fuck you ain't, motherfucker. You're going to real fucking prison, like real American prisons. So I put a link down below. I've been watching Prison Tube lately, which is very white supremacist. It's not white supremacist. But all the channel hosts are all white guys. They can't even get black guests because black guys can't stay out of prison long enough to do a fucking stream. But there's a prison tuber, a guy from New York, who's talking about just the jails on Rikers Island. Listen to those stories. Will have you laying awake at night, shivering. but totally worth. I think it's called Spitting Razors in Rikers Island or something. Definitely, it's like a 18-minute video, 20-minute video. You only need to watch about half of it, but these guys will tell you what real prison is like, and that's where they want you to go. You're not going to some country club, right, where you hang out all day playing chess with fucking Alexander Solzhenitsyn talking about the moral authority of the fucking ruling whatever the fuck. That ain't that. No. You're gonna find out what real prison is like in America, and that's what they're gonna try and do to you. It ain't gonna be no fucking intellectual exercise in closed spaces. It's gonna be a guy coming into your fucking cell with a little fucking knife, right? And he's gonna say, "Blood on my knife or shit on my dick," which means I'm gonna cut you or I'm gonna fuck you, right? That's real. That shit really happens. That's where they're gonna fucking send you. So think real fucking hard about this shit, you fucking chuckleheads. You have no idea what you're doing or what you're fucking up against. So, and because most of you are like this. To be honest, this is the large percentage of you. And I'm about done. This is you every day. Every day, this is what you drink from, right? You're a little frog drinking from your little juice box full of fucking retard juice. That's what Pepe's drinking, retard juice. Because for you, you just can't help it. This is who you are. This is what you are. And yeah, Walrus, you literally have no idea what you're talking about. Literally no idea what you're talking about. Please stop. Put down the retard juice and just, try to fucking relax. They can't take lands from you, right? No, they can never take land. Heaven knows in the history of humanity, they've never taken land from people. They can't come on your land and arrest you. Oh, heavens no, right? What fucking magic fairy dust do you think is going to fucking keep them out if they want to come fucking get you? Right? Tax you into oblivion. You're being beyond retarded. But you must have the extra strength fucking retard juice. Not the little sippy cup that Pepe has here. You must have like the fucking, the big gulp size. Because they can do pretty much whatever they want to do. And that is my point. So, and you people live in a fantasy world that just is going to get you in trouble. Where should I go now? Oh yeah, just so I meant to talk to my blah 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 blah. My niece. My niece is always concerned about this stuff. Her kids are a little bit older, but these are the people that run the world right here. And this is what they want. These are the people that run the world, and this is what they want, right? Jewish billionaires are funding Drag Queen Story Hour all across America. People, normies like my niece and some other people, they don't understand where this comes from. They don't understand why Uncle James is always talking about, Jews. Well, this is why, and when this is the billionaires that run the government get these programs put in the government. So, yeah, Bob Paxton, you can't believe Mr. Charlottesville. I went to Charlottesville once, and I got out of it. You know what I mean? I went there and I got out. Nothing happened to me. Came out without a scratch. So the difference between learn from my fucking experiences. You guys keep repeating the same dumb shit over and over. You're going to unify, you're going to do this, and you're going to do that. You in 5 years, you did nothing. You know what I mean? You listen to Richard Spencer with his stupid Roman salutes. You go to OVs, fucking streams, and do whatever the fuck you do, right? And a bunch of unemployed people with $300 checks, with $600 stimulus checks, and smartphones got the attention of the White House within 4 days. So, and they're not ideological. They don't need a long fucking political fucking diatribe, and some sort of indoctrination for them to act. They know what they need to do, and given the tools and the opportunity, they'll do it. And the real world is about exploiting opportunities. It's not about 6 different retards jumping up on the lunch table in the fucking special ed school saying, "Here's how we move forward." You're not moving forward anywhere. You're not moving anywhere. Okay, the people that represented a real threat, like Ricky Vaughn, like Doug McKay, he got smoked out, and then they ruined him. Everyone that got doxxed got ruined. Okay, those are the people that could have possibly built something or posed a threat. I don't think they posed that much of a threat, but they got wiped out. Okay, the fact that you and these other guys hung around these fucking idiots for all that time, I know it's all ironical, of course, but and arguing, oh, we got to have monarchy or democracy sucks. So let's talk about Charles Martel. Hey, Louis the 14th was really great for a French guy, or whatever fucking nonsense you're saying. No, nobody wants to fucking hear it. Like literally nobody wants to hear it. Because at the end of the day, nothing you advocate incentivizes any behavior that you claim to admire. There's nothing, you just look at this and go, death to pedos, death to pedos, pedos get the rope, and then you make fun of fucking 85 IQ people. You're beyond fucking retarded. You don't even know what you're talking about. You have no power to stop this. There's no right-wing anything to stop this. So until what you advocate has the capability to stop this, what you advocate is bullshit and a waste of fucking time. And I don't want to listen to it. And listen, you can go to fucking OV's, 37th fucking Heil Hitler fucking channel. I'm sure you all got the fucking whatever. You're all on his fucking list. Go there. You don't have to fucking be here. Nobody holding a gun to your head. Nobody holding a gun to your head. Absolutely nobody holding a gun to your head. What else? What are they doing? Where am I? I lost myself in my notes, and I got a new pen to write it all. Yeah. So anyway, who's here or who's not here, I don't know. But I'm gonna have to give people wrenches and shit, because I don't know who's coming to the channel, if they're gonna be dicks, whatever. And I just like to do streams. I don't like to look at the chat over much. I was trying to tell people that, if you're gonna stream, just look in the camera, say what you're gonna say, do what you're gonna do. The chat is secondary, it's tertiary. Don't worry about the chat. You know what I mean? People always looking at the chat. Oh, what's the chat saying? What's the chat saying? That's your insecurity. What are people saying about me? Oh my God. Let's fucking get on the stream and do what you're gonna do. Get on the stream and do what you're gonna do. And if you run out of something to say, go, you know what, guys? That's it. That's all I got. Listen, have fun, have a good stream, whatever. I'll see you around. But I just like to go along. I don't want to have to stop, not knowing who these 4 new subscribers are, overnight, who they, whatever. I don't know, but we may have to use this. We may have to bring out the ban hammer, and I may, just start banning people. I'm not a big fan of banning people, but this channel gets blown up for hate speech, or fucking I did a racism, or I did an Islamophobia, or I did a homophobia, or I did an anti-Semitism, and I'm a good boy. I'm just about to turn my life around. I just have to do one more hate speech. I just have to do one more, microaggression. And I swear, officer, I'm going to turn my life around. I like this channel name. I don't want to have to make up another channel name and another fucking email or whatever. And that's my concern. I'm like, one of these fucking snakes that hangs around, they're going to go, oh, he said, and there goes my fucking channel again. And then I get a lifetime ban, and I got to find some guy from Ecuador to make a fucking Google channel at fucking Newark Airport. I got to pay him to do it on his phone and copy all the info so I come back here as, as Guillermo, the racist or something like that. I don't know what I'm going to have to be. But I'd kind of like to keep this channel name because I think it's funny. I think it's particularly funny. Okay. It took me a while to think of it. The Tariq Nasheed one was the one I did before, but this one is funnier. This one is funnier still, especially because I like to say stuff that's outside the norm. And so my niece will understand this. And that's why when I show this, try to get this idea across, news sources, and I got this from that guy Mark Collette, who I think he's been around for a while, but he had a very good idea, which was always use Jewish news sources, right? When you show somebody something about what these people are doing, pick specifically a Jewish news source, their own newspapers. So this is Haaretz, it's considered a left-wing, very socialistic, very communistic newspaper, but it's a Jewish newspaper from Israel, okay? So when people like my niece, and she's like my nieces, they're fucking normie Jersey housewives, you know what I mean? They don't know where any of this stuff comes from. And they're like, Uncle James, are you like completely out of your mind? No, I'm not out of my mind. And here it is in their own newspapers. When they say it in their newspapers, it's just a news item. When I say it, all of a sudden, it's another Holocaust. And I want them to be able to go, hey, wait a minute, this is not some random thing. I'm just shouting for no reason. This comes from their very, very own newspapers, their own. This is what they talk about. This is what they say. Where's the other one? And this is the other thing. Although that it's so completely obvious that I've made this point a dozen times. A dozen times, right? From the same paper, homosexuality is part of Jewish tradition. It's obvious because every Jewish boy has to have a bris. The first act of Judaism to welcome a young boy into the religion is a public act of pedophilia. Yeah, it's part of your tradition. It is the very heart of your religion. I'm not making that up. Somebody hears me say that and they go, oh my God, you did an anti-Semitism. Oh my God, you're a hate speecher. Well, is Haaretz a hate speecher? Is Haaretz anti-Semitic? And putting up stuff like this is just an attempt for normies, normal people who are not, who are just trying to make it through the day, and they're like they watch the Breaking Bad TV series where the high school teacher makes drugs or something, and they think they're edgy and they're like they see like the underbelly of the world. No, you're just seeing Talmud vision. When you understand who drives what and how central it is to everything they do, it changes how you see the world and what you look at when you look at the world. So, what else do I got in my bag of tricks? Blah 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 blah. We could just do this one up because this is appropriate right now, right? So because at least if you're on the East Coast of the United States, this is appropriate. You got Pepe, he's outside in the snow. He breathes on the glass. He makes the glass all foggy, and he writes the word friend, F-R-E-N, because he's like a 5-year-old frog, and he can't spell that good. And, to try and this is a way to try for people who don't know who Pepe is, or they don't know who Pepe is. This cartoon frog defeated Hillary Clinton in the 2016. He played a major role in defeating Hillary Clinton and helping Donald Trump get into the White House. People think that sounds crazy, but it's really not that crazy. It's not that crazy at all, because we all decided we were going to be cartoon frogs, and it would be hilarious, and it was all a big joke doing everything that Ricky Vaughn and these other guys were telling us to do. And like I said, I had a job where I had to wait around, a lot of dead time on my hands. I used to wait around for work, and then the work would in the meantime I would spread memes all over the place. So it was a lot of fun to do. And the Clinton campaign actually did complain that a cartoon frog cost her the election. There's a video of it somewhere on YouTube. And when that came out, I was like literally in tears. I was sitting in my car laughing so hard, tears are leaking out the side of my eyeballs, and I must have looked like a complete mental case. But there was nothing funnier than the Hillary campaign blaming their loss partly on a cartoon frog. And Pepe, as much as they say it's an old meme and Pepe's done and he's never coming back, Pepe is evergreen. You know what I mean? Pepe will never die. He will always come back again and again, one way or another. Sometimes he's a happy little kid playing in the snow, and other times Pepe can be, I don't know, a little more forceful. Pepe can be like what? How could Pepe be? Where's the one? I don't have it. Womp, womp, womp. It didn't go through. Anyway. So what you're doing does not directly help people survive what's coming. And that's, you want to buy land? Go ahead, sell land. I don't know. You're a real estate broker, Walrus, good for you. You got whatever. You got property that is completely undeveloped with no electricity and no water and no whatever, that's 600 miles from anything fucking, approaching civilization. If you think that's a good use of your resources, okay, good luck with that. Most people aren't going to do that. They aren't going to move there. They can't move there. Just buying the land ain't enough. You got to have a road. You got to have water. You got to have fucking sewer. You got to have electricity. You know what I mean? You're not going to be in the fucking woods with a fucking axe like Jeremiah Johnson. Your fantasies about going back to the land are just that. They're fantasies. People are going to stay living where they're staying, where they can get, access to all the stuff they need: food, shelter, medicine, clothing for their kids, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? They're not going to go live in the woods. That's just not going to happen. But whether this GameStop thing, the silver squeeze, if the silver squeeze turns into a gold squeeze, if the financial markets get deeply, deeply rattled, and upper middle class and upper class people quietly start heading towards that exit door, and the economy collapses, it's going to set off a series of events around the world. Because believe it or not, even our enemies, like Kim Jong-un fucking holds U.S. Treasury bonds, believe it or not. That's how a lot of these regimes are propped up. They go on TV and they rattle their sabers. Oh, I hate America. I hate America. But they got the coupon from, they don't have coupons anymore, but from their bonds, pay for their hookers, pay for their helicopters, pay for their Lamborghinis, pay for their Rolls Royces or whatever the fuck they have, their bodyguards, et cetera, et cetera. So if the dollar collapses, people around the world are going to be pissed. And our ability to project power is going to go in the toilet for a number of reasons, and it's going to change. It's going to pull the rug out from underneath the Biden administration, and who knows? Maybe the last thing they'll do is just decide to make an example out of us, because projecting power overseas is too expensive and too difficult. So it'd be easier just to do it right here at home, to make examples of people they don't like anyway. and you find yourself at the welcome center to some prison, wondering what wondering how to survive because you said or did something stupid on one of OV streams, and they put you in a room, and you signed something you shouldn't have signed, or you agreed to something you shouldn't agree to, and then things are going to get very, very, very real. Not just James Fields, a perfect example. That kid didn't hit Heather Heyer. She's a grossly overweight woman, on a hot day, who smoked cigarettes, and she had a cardiac arrest that didn't get hit by the car, had nothing to do with it, and he's in jail for 400 years. So they did it once. They are looking to do it again. And, part of the reason why they're going to do it is because they can, they're ideologically inclined towards this. And I'm no longer going to listen to people talk about Heidegger or Louis XIV or some bullshit about how great it was to be a fucking serf in the fucking 1300s or some dumb shit you don't fucking know fuck all about. If that entertains you, that entertains you. Fine. I don't, you know what I mean? But don't pretend you're doing anything other than fucking whistling past the graveyard. You know what I mean? Because events are moving and you have nothing to do with them. And that's for you. I'm not saying you have to be in the middle of it, but understand you are wherever the important shit is, you're not even in the zip code. Okay. And your prescriptions, if you're not trying to help somebody, like legit figure out a way for people to help themselves, to get out of the way of because nothing good is coming. Nobody believes there's no more saviors, right? We went with the guy who had the golden elevator and the fucking beauty pageant, right? Who used to own the whatever. You went with the TV movies, the reality TV star, right? That one flopped. Well, there's no one desperate enough, or I don't think there's going to be enough America left to elect like Ron DeSantis in 2024. These guys that are already running, whether you see it or you don't see it. What are they going to run on? You know what I mean? What the fuck are they going to run on? I'm going to turn the clock back to 2015. Like, what's it going to be? I promise not to shut off the power plant that provides electricity to the hospital that you're currently on the fucking breathing machine for. I don't know. It's so distracting people, keeping them stupid, wasting their time with obscure fucking political nonsense. You can go somewhere. You don't need to be here. You don't need to be here. You can unsubscribe. You can hit thumbs down on the fucking on the video. You can leave a mean comment. Really, don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. Paxton the Boomer. Don't tell me there's no snow in Atlantic City. Of course there's snow in Atlantic City. It just evaporates faster. It's going to be a foot down there, Boomer. You're gonna have to go skiing. Ski to the casinos. Yeah. So the conversations that do not involve that do not involve getting people's minds straight to what's going on and something they can do for real to help them out, I have no interest in. I don't want to hear. I don't want to take part in. A bunch of humorless fucking dweebs, imagining they can fix the problems of the world. They can't tie their own fucking shoelaces. Done. You know what I mean? I want to talk to people that are going, okay, you want to smash something? Let's smash the Federal Reserve. Let's smash the Federal Reserve. Okay? Let's do this. And it's going to happen. It's going to happen one way or the other. But, and I think it's very likely to be this. It's very, very likely to be this. And so I would rather move people that way than waste their time talking about the guillotines and Louis XIV, who apparently had an anal fistule, which means Louis XIV used to like something rammed up his ass so hard, it actually poked a hole in his intestines. Bet you didn't know that one, Walrus. That's your fucking hero, right? There's your fucking hero. Centralized all the power in fucking Paris in the what is it? What's the fucking Palace of Versailles, right? So it was very easy for all his enemies could just surround him, kill everybody. You know what I mean? And all he did was plan wars and have things shoved up his ass. This is your hero. No wonder the communists fucking killed him. And that, or whatever, the proto-communists or whatever they were. And you know what? I would say thanks a lot, boys. I appreciate that, comrades. You know what I mean? They don't always fuck up. Sometimes they get it right. So anyway, what are we at? 54 minutes, 55 minutes. And I got 2 viewers. And I don't really think I have too much more to say. But a lot of, watch this. The financial stuff is everything. It's everything. It's everything. It's everything. It powers everything. It drives everything. It attracts everything. It has the power to hold everything away. So if you're not talking about that, you're some fucking punk. You're a fucking you don't have the guts to fucking to speak honestly about this. You don't have the guts to do anything else. You know what I mean? And we all know that none of these political dissidents can break a sweat. And you better hope the fuck you don't get sent to prison. Because again, click on it. Watch that prison guy. Listen to the stories just from Rikers Island Jail in New York City. You know what I mean? You'll be like the meme with the little girl hiding underneath the desk. You'll be doing that in your own house. That's where they're going to send you if they send you somewhere. Again, you're not going to a country club with Alexander Solzhenitsyn and Václav Havel going, when you oppose the totalitarians, did you ever have it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? The people are going to extort you and they're going to rape you and they're going to put 2 razors side by side and they're going to open up your face and you're going to have keloids and you're going to be wearing lipstick and dancing around and trust me, you're going to wish you were dead. You're really going to wish you were dead. And that's where they're going to send you if they get a chance. So if you're unwilling to face that reality and talk about that, then, that kid, James Fields, nobody knows what his condition is. The reason why you got to watch Prison Tube, if you have sympathy for that kid, James Field, watch that Prison Tube video and understand this kid has no idea what he's doing. He walked into that world with rules you can't even comprehend. You can't even comprehend, and I mean rules. There's no, oops, I'm sorry I broke your rule. This is the punishments are meted out immediately. They are the consequences are both immediate and severe, and there is no appeal. So anyway, 57 minutes. There's 2 feet of snow outside, except where Pax in the fucking Boomer lives, where apparently the sun is shining in the middle of the night in Atlantic City. Yeah, right. And I don't know. We got to see what happens tomorrow with the silver market. If this economic insurrection continues, and how much it destroys. If it destroys the precious metals market, expect a lot of uncertainty and a lot of movement that the government's desperately going to try and clamp down on. So it may be that Trump got none of his agenda for whatever those reasons, because of his personal flaws or whatever. But this administration may be almost completely overwhelmed by events. Anyway, we'll have to see. But with that, I will what do we got? 2 people watching. Thank everybody for showing up. And make sure to comment. Make sure to click up that like button, smash up that like button, or smash up that dislike button. Either way, leave a comment. And I will talk to you guys hopefully next Sunday because I get better views. I get more views on Sunday than I do on Monday. Anyway. Good night, everybody. Thanks for showing up.